Welcome back to Comedy Trap House News. It's your boy Marvin Telp. We're going to start this one. We're going to send out thoughts and prayers, condolences out to families in Illinois. There was recently a dust storm that kind of just caused all type of havoc on Highway I-55, and it's 40 to 60 cars in a crash and multiple fatalities. So we definitely want to send our thoughts and prayers out to there. Now, let's open this news the right way. You might have seen this weekend, R. Kelly has gone viral again. And R. Kelly's gone viral because apparently he's putting on concerts in prison. We're talking about sold out shows, leather jackets like he's about to do a stand-up special, and his entourage team. Security, gotta protect his back. That wasn't a prison butt joke, but here we are. And so it's crazy that this has exploded and everyone's like, well, what's going on? And you know, the first thing I thought was, you know, you gotta do your thing. And I was like, nah, that's wrong. And then I was like, you know what's crazy though? I bet you feeling on your booty hits different at like a prison show, right? Because I just think the song hits different. Oh, listen, it's not even the commissary money. I wonder how many ramen noodle packs you had to give up to get tickets to this show. Because it wasn't just one or two. It had to be at least a 12-pack. Probably chicken or shrimp. No one really likes beef like that. So I had to do some research because I was like, there's no way in hell R. Kelly is out here selling out packed shows. And so what the prison said was, oh, no, that's not us. It was an AI, depiction of what a R. Kelly show in prison would look like. Right. And speaking of liars, Marjorie telling lies green, just play the video. This video itself will explain everything I'm about to say about this white woman. We can't give credit to whoever shot the video because where we found it from, they didn't give him credit, but you get all the credit in the world. Here's the video. Golden showers. That's trash for real. Funny, but bad.
You yield?
Oh, I'll yield. Yes, please.
Yeah, when I was in 11th grade and Joe Biden made our schools gun-free school zones, one of the students in my school brought 3 guns to school, and our entire school went on lockdown because he was the only person with a gun.
Quick fact check. When Marjorie Taylor Greene was at 11th grade, George H.W. Bush was president and signed into law the Gun-Free School Zones Act of 1990. It passed the Senate by a voice vote and the House by a vote of 313 to 1. Just think about the bipartisan consensus on this gun law in 1990. It really shows how radicalized the Republican Party has become. Oh, and not that it needed to be said, but Joe Biden has not, in fact, been president for the past 33 years. Not only that, but Marge is lying about the timeline of events. The incident at her school occurred on September 6th, 1990. The bill was not even introduced until October 27th, 1990, and was signed into law on November 29th, 1990, nearly 3 months later. So yes, Marge is lying again.
And that is all we need to know. Like, we could have done the same reporting ourselves, but it was just like, it's already done. And this is something that's been happening with the Republican Party in general, is they just have people going up flat out lying, right? And no one's getting any blowback. Last week, we did the report that Tucker Carlson got fired from Fox News for legitimately going on there and knowingly lying about the Dominion election machines and Fox having to pay $767 million because of these known lies. But it's gotten to the point where Republicans' lies and their constituents don't care because it's no longer about right or wrong or anything else. It's political agenda, period. And so one of those political agendas has been guns and the Second Amendment, right? And it's no longer about, is it really a right to bear arms, but just the fact that we've said we want guns and we're not budging any other way. Fuck them kids, fuck everything else, we want guns. But oh wait, let's solve the kid problem. And they did that in Texas. In Texas, there is a bill proposed right now on the floor that will basically give teachers and other school officials $25,000 stipend to carry guns. So yes, so like your third grade teacher who you got on her nerves every day, who wrote your name on the board every day, will now be not only asked to have a gun, but incentivized to carry a gun for $25,000. And that is a scary prospect. One, that teachers have guns. You want to know what's a scarier prospect? Lunch ladies having guns. Could you imagine Miss Turner with her mole with the 3 hairs coming off of it, who you've complained about not getting pepperoni on your pizza, carrying an AK-47 to protect you? She sprayed up that whole cafeteria when you couldn't get your butter crunch cookies. I don't think this is a smart idea, but this goes back to exactly what the Republicans are doing. It has nothing anymore to do with child safety or anything. It's just pushing a political agenda, and one that's just fucking dangerous. Excuse me, YouTube algorithm. And that leads to a number of other things that the Republicans have been backing. And this isn't Republican bash session. This is just the truth. Because the Dems are fucking up too. But in Antioch, the Antioch Police Department has legitimately been under investigation for excessive police force, right? They are under investigation because of alleged misconduct, over an excessive aggressive interrogations which have elicited false confessions, and excessive use of police dogs. And you see the dog. You know how German shepherds get down. Though, to be completely honest, this is a fly-ass photo of Hitler. We're not promoting anti-Semitism here. We're not saying that that man was a good man. That man is absolute trash. That photo, though, is kind of fly. I would take a photo like this with my dog. That's all I'm saying. You know, without the hate of Jews circling the atmosphere. And so what's happened is 45 police officers, 45 of the Antioch police force have been caught in text threads with each other about racist ass remarks. So there was a kid, 22-year-old kid named Baldwin, who fell asleep in his car. You may remember the story. He fell asleep in his car. He was pulled out the car by the police and beat brutally with batons and whatever. They said he was drunk and struggling. His mama said he fell asleep in the car and they decided to go ham. So one of the things is we go, oh, they knew it was a racist city from the jump. One of the text messages is, but we kill more Mexicans than anything else so blacks can feel safe. Then the next one is, sorry, reverse that. These aren't jokes. Like, these are the people that are legitimately designed to protect and serve you. This is the conversation that they're having with each other. The other conversation was from Sergeant James Evans. Sergeant James Evans. I'll bury that nigga in my fields. And yes, I used a hard ER for a reason. The fuck? And then we'll finish with this one. A cop's going, oh, I'm only stopping them. Only because they're black. So when people go, oh, black people, the police aren't following you. They're not stopping. They're not. Voila. Right? And this is a reoccurring problem, right? Like, you know how they say, oh, it's only a few bad apples on the forest. This is we're beyond a few bad apples. We're to the fact that police are now getting into a unified front to actually practice racism and inflict civil rights violations on their community people. Because not only, and I tell brown people this all the time, it's not just black people. It's anybody that's not the good old white guy. Okay, if you're not a regular American in their eyes, you are in danger. And the problem is, a police force like Antioch is legitimately a police force that was in a known sundown town. And sundown towns are all over this nation still. They'll tell you it's not, but they are. And what are sundown towns? Whites after dark. Don't let the sun set on you here. Understand? Here means niggers. And that's why the Green Book was the thing, right? We can talk historically about what all this is, but we're going to talk about what's happening right now. And right now what's happening is you have these towns that legitimately have these values, right? The people in these towns support these values, right? And they go, oh, I'm not a racist because I don't run outside and say, nigger, get off my yard, right? But I'll call the police on a thug that I'm sure is selling drugs, or the police will pull over someone just because they're black. And we are spinning more and more out of control. And when you go, oh, Republicans, listen, your rhetoric is causing this problem. Hey, since Donald Trump has been a guy in the forefront of the media running for president, hate crimes have gone up 68%. Hey, guys, this is it. And they don't care, right? Let's not teach our kids Caucasian race, critical race theory. I promise I'm going to get it one day. Let's not teach our kids critical race theory. Let's keep all the hate and feelings that we really have just under the surface. And let's pass laws and put things into play, or just have a police force that we know is completely racist. It's not just Antioch, California. It's all over the country. And here's the wild part. California is considered a liberal state. Go figure, right? But like you said, cancel the whole goddamn force. Here's the truth. Fuck canceling the force. The police need a complete and utter reset without save. It's not police and politics. And the best way that you can get a complete and utter reset, yeah, if you were old enough to play this, you know exactly what that feels like. About to beat the level. Never beat this level on Mario 3 ever. Perfect angle with the raccoon and you're flying across, and the bitch resets on its own. And you know what the reset does? Send you back to the beginning, because that's what we need. We need to go back to the beginning. We got to go back to what we are as a country and what we want to be as a country. Because guess what? Everyone wants to pull up the old, hey, look at the Constitution and let's talk about... No, we are a different nation at a different time with a different demographic. And that's what we need to approach it as something new. We have an opportunity, and I will say this, we have an opportunity to be better to each other. We do. I don't know what we're going to do with it, though. And that is my reporting time here at Comedy Trap House News today. Anybody have any questions or anything they want to ask? The chat is open. And we'll go through. Cancel the whole damn force. Yep. So it's not Caucasian race theory. I keep slipping. It's Caucasian race training. That's what I really want to say. But, you know, we can't really say that on air. So it's critical race theory. And all it really is, hey, white people need to understand what the history is in this nation. Black people need to understand what their actual history is in this nation, and how the fact that we have to move on together. But what's happening is white people are so embarrassed by their contribution to the history of the United States of America, they don't want to talk about it. Because that's what it is. I'll defend the Robert E. Lee statue till I die because it's for states' rights. But I don't want to talk about what the implications of supporting a Robert E. Lee statue actually means. It's a weird fucking contradictory ass thought process. Get more Spanish people on the police force. Ugh. Alright, here's the issue about getting more Spanish people on the police force. Let's be completely honest. We don't have the best relationships with them either. there's a weird brown and black division line, right? Where you have brown people in this country, not just Mexicans, but your Spanish folks, your Indian folks, your Asian folks, your South Asian folks, who kind of feel, because of the marketing of the United States of America, they're actually a bit better than us. And they feel that we have squandered the opportunity of America, not realizing America's been built on our backs, so it's really hard to stand up when you're holding up the weight of the whole country. So getting more Spanish folks on the force is not the solution. The solution actually comes down to education and getting back to critical race theory. Now, critical race theory in itself doesn't have to be thrown on elementary school kids. I don't believe in that. Kids are trying to be kids, right? Like, white kids don't think about being white, and black kids don't think about being black until we legitimately start training them to focus on that, right? My kid is 18 now, but there was a point where I was like, well, it's time to start prepping you on being black in America. Just woke up one morning and was like, nigga training starts. Why? Because I need to make sure he knows that when he goes in the store, he's going to get followed around. And if the police say something, not to act crazy, because they'll shoot your black ass. That becomes a thing. Now, when that has to happen in the black household, that's when white kids and black kids need to become more aware about what the actual circumstances of race and the relations that are happening in this country. So, high school. Start the conversation in high school, carry it on through college, really train them. Because that's where it comes down to. And it's not just white and black. Like I said, the marketing on black people in this country is so bad. Everybody here, not black, even our fellow Africans who come here, have been given and fed the lie that black people here don't want to do shit but just collect welfare.
Music first.
Music. What's your take on how limitless AI is becoming and the pending dangers that it will associate with it? Okay, AI's come up a couple of times, a couple of weeks, and I think it's absolutely dangerous. I will say this again, but briefly. It's dangerous because we can't control it, right? As much as we think we can control it, we cannot control it. Facebook scrapped their first AI project because it literally created its own language and started talking to other machines without any control, without any like, hey, this is what you do. AI was like, oh, you want us to do it this way? It's inefficient. I'll fix it myself. Right? We don't have the ability to control what AI is going to be. Now, it's brought up some very interesting prospects, like getting another song from Michael Jackson, or like having Tupac go on tour with a holographic thing, and fixing the West Coast beef between Biggie and Pac. All those things are now possibilities with AI, right? AI has all of those possibilities, but because we cannot control it and it moves, thinks, processes, acts faster than we are, we're setting ourselves up for a position where AI can literally just wake up and go, humans are fucking up. So the best way to save the planet is to get rid of humans. I think that's the plot of Terminator. I think that's the plot of The Matrix. I think that's the plot of every AI movie ever. We are the parasites of the planet. Surprise. Start hitting police pensions when lawsuit pops out, paid through their pensions, they'll stop it. I don't think they will. All right, so I don't think police pensions, their pensions mean the world to them, right? And if you get lawsuits that would attack their pensions, they would find other ways to protect their pension, right? So I don't think the lawsuit is the game. I also don't believe it's I don't think we fix it this generation, right? I think there are just certain things that have to come over time. So what we thought was happening in America, right, is you had the super racist white people during Jim Crow, right? And then it was like, oh, well, black people have civil rights. And then white people and black people started hanging out. And it was like, oh, damn, black people are cool as shit. And then as we started to mix and mingle and know each other, you thought that eventually there would be a point where it was like, oh, race is not an issue. But what's happened is those flag bearers, the people who had their racism and believe in their racism and the values that come with their racism, have diluted the truth of what it is, right? So the Confederate Army fought for states' rights, is what they say. So anyone down south will sit there, like I said, and say Robert E. Lee was a great general. He might have been, but he was on the losing side. and they fought for states' rights to keep slavery, right? Like, yes, you're giving me half a sentence. You're doing that thing that the pastor did when I was in school, and it was like, hey, here's one line of a verse to make you feel guilty instead of here's the story. So what has to happen is educationally, we have to teach the younger generation what we're doing, what we are, what we're trying to become, and the faults of it. We made mistakes. So what? We made mistakes. But everyone's so scared of saying we made mistakes that we just act like it didn't happen. We've re-guised racism into patriotism, because never in my life until recently did the American flag bother me. It was simple. The Confederate flag bothered me. Now, the American flag bothers me because patriotism and racism have almost become synonymous. That's the problem. About a comic getting hot from AI written material. Oh, that would piss me the fuck off. If a stand-up comedian got hot because of AI written material, which is very possible, one, you would be a fraud. But two, who's to say, right? Who's to say that a comedian can't jump into ChatGPT and say, hey, make this story funny and learn it and it be funny? It would be an embarrassment to what the art is. And I think it would show itself when that person had to do interviews or actually just be funny. I don't want to say any names, call them and see it. But you remember what happened to certain people. So yeah, like it would be dangerous because there are IG profiles right now of AI generated and controlled people that take AI photos and has hundreds of thousands, if not millions of followers. Like, we are a weird, fucked up set of species that we're going, oh, look at this AI person just do AI things. So I think a comic getting successful off of that would be trifling, but it's not out of the reach of possibilities, sadly.
Let's do these last three.
Yeah. All right. Last three, and then we're getting out of here. My first racist encounter in first grade. I wasn't invited to a birthday party because I was black. Being aware it doesn't have an age limit. Yes, but you weren't invited to that party. The student who had the party didn't invite you because you weren't black. The parent didn't invite you because you weren't black. And that's what I'm saying about the idea of letting kids be kids. Because kids on their own, you would have been at that party, you would have had a good time, it could have been Chuck E. Cheese's or whatever, but it's the parents who are instilling their values onto these kids. So I do think the idea of critical race theory, the idea of what it's done and how the Jim Crow laws affect us and affect what the culture looks like and all those things are very heavy topics for elementary kids to deal with. Now, I do believe that history should be taught as is, right? And history in itself is going to mention civil rights, slavery, Reconstruction, the Harlem Renaissance, and all those other things. So I think those things, those regular ass history topics, like Rosa Parks, they told her, get her black ass up because a white person wanted the seat. Those history lessons still need to be taught, but that's not critical race theory. That's just American history. But I think once we go into actual critical race theory, the subjects, the way it's taught, I think you need to be a little bit older just so you can start to comprehend what it means and what it looks like in our country. Should weed be legal, all 50 states would be a better place. Yeah. Next. I fucking agree. Like, weed being illegal is the dumbest shit ever. It's like alcohol. It's like we've just been in extended prohibition. Let me roll a blunt, smoke, and go. Now, I do believe, and this is for my real pieheads, you gotta go to work sober. You can't just blaze all the time. Just because weed is legal don't mean you can smoke all day every day. Like, still have to be responsible because it is a drug. But legalize that shit already. Like, free my cousin. Who saw the Mario movie dominating the box office as it has? Didn't see that coming. It was my favorite game on Nintendo.
Crossed the billion. Crossed $1 billion.
Yeah, which is nuts because I thought the movie was okay. Not great, just okay. I literally think it's doing well because you old motherfuckers are going to watch it because you're like, oh my God, it's Mario and Luigi. And I'm calling y'all old because this is just me projecting on y'all, and I'm dealing with some inner turmoil things myself personally, but we ain't got to talk about that right now. All I'm saying is I'm just as surprised as everyone else. And that is it for Comedy Trap House News today. It's your boy Marv. Please like, subscribe, share, super chat, throw a couple dollars just because, you know, you on here having a good time with us and you want to bless up. Do all of those things, but like legitimately like, subscribe, comment, and super chat, so that we can keep bringing this to you. We can grow the product and really get out the message, the reporting, and like, you know, the news with the Comedy Trap House point of view. Last thing, thank you. Is it Kawan? I'm probably saying that wrong, but it's either K1 or Kawan. But thanks, dude. We out of here. Peace.